You're still keeping it locked right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Now, when it comes to allergies and COVID-19, some of the symptoms, such as sneezing and coughing, may be similar and overlap, and with spring just around the corner, it may be even harder to differentiate between the two. Now, we chat to infectious disease specialist, Dr. Emile Reid, to get a better understanding of the difference. Good morning, Dr. Emile Reid. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, guys. Always great to be back with you.
We'd love to obviously have you here in person, and I understand that you really can speak with some authority when it comes to COVID-19, so happy to see you fit and healthy, my friend, first of all. Understandably, developing a cough or sneezing during this time is going to be alarming. What exactly is the difference between COVID-19 and normal allergies in terms of how they represent?
Well, I think the most important thing for us is to remember that COVID-19 is a viral infection. It's an infection that usually develops about 5 or 10 days after you've been exposed to somebody who actually tested positive for the virus. Whether they were actually sick or whether they were asymptomatic, that's besides the point. Whereas allergies, and that includes allergic asthma, on the other hand, is chronic in nature. It's symptoms that comes and goes over weeks to months and even years. And people normally know whether their asthma symptoms are worse or whether this is something different. So if you develop, for instance, fever, chills, headaches, severe body ache, it must be alarming, because that is usually indicative of something more sinister than just your normal allergies. On the other side, if you're sneezing, usually a symptom of allergies, running nose, facial pain, postnasal drip, discharge, itchy eyes, more indicative of an allergy. Shortness of breath as well is a big issue, which don't normally sort of point to a allergic or asthmatic issue, but more towards an infection, for instance, COVID.
Doctor, would you then say people with allergies need to be extra cautious during this pandemic? And maybe what tips can you give them during this time as well?
I think the mere fact that we're in the middle of winter, on our way to spring, is enough reason for people with allergies to worry. So the important thing is to remember that asthma or allergies, for instance, was seen as a risk factor for COVID disease. Unfortunately, it's been disproven, and if your asthma and your allergies is well controlled, there's absolutely no reason to be more cautious than what you already are. But if your asthma is completely uncontrolled and you haven't been taking your medication, you've been suffering with progressive allergies, progressive wheezing chest, clearly an indication that one should definitely be worried. People with asthma or other allergies should continue taking their prescribed medication, and they should actually be aware of and educated about the symptoms of other illnesses as well, in order for them to seek help from their primary physician.
Let's talk about the stage beyond, obviously entering into spring allergy season, if you will, and so many more allergens in the air. What is the importance of allergy medication during those more intense periods, especially during spring?
Well, I think, Graham, the important thing is people should not stop to take their chronic medication or asthma inhalers. These normally include antihistamines, different types, corticosteroids or cortisone. There's absolutely no evidence that using inhaled corticosteroids or using cortisone actually increases your risk of COVID at all. Instead, we advise people to either use an asthma pump with a spacer, because it seems to be more safe. Whereas if you use a nebulizer, it actually aerosolizes the COVID virus, which means that it can spread to people nearby.
At what point should we then consult a doctor, or you, if we are concerned that it may be more than allergies?
If people are unwell or they develop progressive of symptoms, either shortness of breath, fever, chills, body ache, diarrhea, they should call or go to their emergency department immediately. Also, if they are unsure of their symptoms and not sure whether it is allergy related or whether it's COVID or other viral illness related, they should also contact their GPs or their primary physician immediately.
All right, just don't take any chances. And I've got to say, I appreciate the Albert Einstein picture on the wall behind you. That added a whole different, different element. But I've got to reiterate that we are so happy and grateful to see you healthy, and we really do appreciate the work that you're doing out in the front lines every single day. So thank you so much for taking the time out to share with us some really valuable information, Emil.
Thank you, Graham. Thank you, Jamie. Keep well.
You too.
Now, suffering with allergies can be tiring, especially when it starts to affect your day-to-day life. We all deserve to enjoy life allergy-free. Now, ALLERGEX non-drowsy can assist you with allergy relief for the entire day, and we all need that.
Free to be you. Live, work, play, sleep, allergy-free with ALLERGEX non-drowsy.